All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Baqar, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Today, I want to do this lesson, all right, dealing on the topic of reincarnation, all right, transfiguration, and Elijah's death. Okay, I was watching a video, all right, earlier today, all right. It was a vocab. Basically, he approached, two brothers, basically asking them all these different things, talking about the fact that if Elijah, all right, never died, then how can he be reincarnated as John the Baptist? Okay, if he never died, okay, which that's he says that, which I see, all right, what he's trying to get at, but that's as Yahweh Shai said, ye err not knowing the scriptures. Okay, because what happened to Elijah, all right, was he was basically translated. I'm gonna get the account. Okay, this is 2 Kings 2:9. It says, and it came to pass when they were gone over that Elijah said unto Elisha, ask what I shall do for thee before I be taken away from thee. And Elisha said, I pray thee, let a double portion of thy spirit be upon me. And he said, thou hast asked a hard thing. Nevertheless, if thou see me when I am taken from thee, it shall be so unto thee. But if not, it shall not be so. And it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire, which today the world would call them UFOs. So one of these chariots, which are really the vehicles of the angels, okay, it says, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. All right, so that's that whirlwind would, is like what you see as those apparently like so-called laser beams. All right, but not the ones to destroy you, but the ones to beam people up. Okay, so it says, and he went up by a whirlwind into heaven. And Elisha saw it and cried, my father, the chariot of Israel, and the horsemen thereof. And he saw him no more. And he took hold of his own clothes and rent them in two pieces. All right. Now, what happened to Elijah, okay, was that when he got taken up into the chariot, all right, and he got taken to the spirit world, same thing that happened to Enoch, okay. In the spirit world, you can't dwell there, all right, with your physical terrestrial body. Okay, the way things work is that once your spirit is created, in order for that spirit to dwell upon the earth, to dwell in this dimension, okay, it needs a terrestrial body, okay, a body of the earth. Okay, to dwell on the earth, you need a body of the earth. That's why through the act of sex, that body is created, and the spirit can enter that body in order to, dwell about in this dimension. That's why you'll see in certain movies and so on and so forth, when witches and people are dealing with spirits, they do something called possession. They possess people, and then they speak through those people. They use those people as like a medium or a vessel. Okay, because for a spirit, all right, to really move about and dwell in this realm where we can see them and interact with us, they need to be possess a body, all right, or a host. Okay, which, there's accounts where the angels show up, they don't have to, they didn't, sometimes they'll show up in the form of a man or in their form of the angelic being. Okay, but dealing with this, it's the same thing. It's the reverse dealing with the spirit world. Okay, when you're in the spirit world, your flesh, you can't go in there with this flesh. All right, so the concept of life is really just the spirit and the body, all right, coming together. And death is just the spirit and the body departing, all right, or separating. Okay, I guess that's what they call quote unquote death and life. That's really what it is, because your spirit never dies, all right, but your body does. Okay, so when he got translated, his body, all right, his carnal physical body was basically changed to that spiritual body, which I'm gonna get a precept on that. Okay, 1 Corinthians 15th chapter. Okay, Paul speaks about it. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and I'll start at verse 39. It says, all flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts, another of fishes, and another of birds. All right, which cuts the whole evolution doctrine that we all come from a common ancestor. No. All right, as Paul just said, all flesh is not the same flesh. We did not all come from one ancestor and, and then we evolved into this part. And no, we're different. Okay. It says there are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial. But the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. All right, now I'm gonna look up something real quick. Let's see. Okay, all right. So it says the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. Yeah, because there's certain things that you can do in a celestial body that you can't do in a terrestrial body, and certain things that a terrestrial body is subject to that a celestial body is not. For example, you have like the angels. Okay, the angels don't get hungry. You know what I'm saying? Angels don't have to go through the process of eating, and then it breaks down in your body and your digestive system, and then you gotta, pee it out or excrete it as waste. And no. Okay, but we have to do that because it's different. All right. Verse 41, there is one glory of the sun, and another glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars, for one star differeth from another star in glory. Now I'm going to jump down to verse 44. It says, it is sown a natural body, it is raised a spiritual body. There is a natural body and there is a spiritual body. Okay, so when you go to the spirit world, you put on that spiritual body. Okay, your spirit has a spiritual body that it'll be in while it's in the spirit world. And then when you come on the earth, the reason it happens through the act of sex is because that sex is what's creating the vessel for your spirit to inherit here on earth. Okay, so Elijah, when he went to the spirit world, his carnal body was shed. Okay, and that's what he was translated. Okay, now there's an account, we get it, of Enoch. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, Hebrews 11, okay, verse 5. Let me click it. It says, by faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death, and was not found, because the Most High had translated him. For before his translation, he had this testimony that he pleased the Most High. Now, when you look up the word translated, all right, it says to transpose two things, one of which is put in place of another. Okay, so that carnal body he had, all right, was changed to a spiritual body, because that's where he was going, was to the spirit world. All right, to transfer, to change, to transfer oneself or suffer oneself to be transferred. Okay, to fall away or desert from one person or thing to another. Why? Because he was changing, he was going from one dimension or one realm to another. So in order to go into the realm of the spirit world, you need that spiritual body that we read about in 1 Corinthians. Okay, so now going into the topic of the reincarnation. Now the Lord said, okay, through the prophet Malachi, all right, in the 4th chapter, the 5th verse, he said, what? Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. And he, who's this he? Elijah, shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. So this is what Elijah, so the Lord said, this was long after Elijah's death, or his him being taken away, basically him going to the spirit world. This was long after that. And the Lord is saying through the prophet Malachi in future tense that I will send you Elijah, meaning Elijah's I'm going to send him back. Okay, now obviously the body of Elijah is gone, so the spirit of Elijah was going to come back, but it needed a new body. Okay, so now let's let's look at precept for this. Okay, this is Luke, all right, chapter 1, verse 13. All right, it says, "But the angel said unto him, Fear not, Zacharias." Now Zacharias, this Zacharias is speaking about the father of John the Baptist. It says, "For thy prayer is heard, and thy wife Elizabeth shall bear thee a son, and thou shalt call his name John. For thou shalt have joy and gladness, and many shall rejoice at his birth. For he shall be great in the sight of the Lord, and shall drink neither wine nor strong drink, and he shall be filled with the Holy Spirit even from his mother's womb. And many of the children of Israel shall he turn to the Lord their God. And he shall go before him in the spirit and the power of Elias," all right, which is Elijah, "to turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the disobedient to the wisdom of the just, to make ready a people prepared for the Lord." Okay, so the prophecy that Malachi gave was basically Elijah coming back as John. Okay, because it's the same purpose. Now, when Malachi said it, he said Elijah, he was going to be the one to turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and vice versa. Okay, and when you read in Luke 1, who is it here that's going to do that? John. Okay, because that was Elijah's spirit coming back in a different body. All right, that's all it means. Okay, and Yahushua himself said, okay, that John the Baptist was Elijah coming back. Okay, now this is let me see if I can find it here. Give me 1 second. Okay, this is John chapter 1, verse 19. "And this is the record of John, when the Jews sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, Who art thou? And he confessed and denied not, but confessed, I am not the anointed. And they asked him, What then? Art thou Elias?" which is Elijah. And he saith, I am not. They said, Art thou that prophet? And he answered, No. Now the reason he answered no, just like any of us would answer no, is because we don't know and he didn't know. Okay, what I mean by that is, if somebody came up to you and asked you, let's say you prophesy, and they ask you, "Yo, are you Peter, or are you John, or are you James, or you know what I'm saying? Are you such and such?" You're gonna say no, or I don't know. Okay, because we don't know who is. Okay, just like John the Baptist didn't know that he was Elijah. Okay, he didn't know that he was Elijah, because the scriptures tell you there is no remembrance of former things. All right, but Yahushua, all right, who is the Messiah, he knew, and that's why he told the disciples, okay, that Elijah, all right, is John the Baptist in the reincarnation. All right, reincarnation simply means being back in the flesh. Now, what comes back in the flesh? What comes back in the body? Okay, because there's something that has to be, the meaning again. Okay, so something has to come back again in a mortal or fleshly body. So what is that thing that's going to come back again? And if it comes back again, that means it's been here already before. All right, and that's the spirit. Okay, your spirit doesn't die. It gets, you could say, like recycled, okay, into a different body. That's all it is. It's really not, it's not that complicated. All right, hey, but all in all, you got to be spiritual to understand it. Okay, now I'm gonna get a precept here, all right, in the book of Job. Okay, all right, this is John chapter 4, Job chapter 14, okay, verse 14. It says, "If a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait till my change come." All right, now what this means is that, look, if you die, all right, that body that you're in is gone. Okay, unless according to the will of the Lord, a brother resurrects you, or the Lord resurrects you, which resurrection is different than reincarnation. Okay, but once you die, that body, okay, it decomposes into the earth. So that body's not going to live again. Okay? Your spirit will come back in a different body. Okay? And that's how you, all right, as a spirit, you're going to be here on the earth again. But the body you were in before is gone. Okay? That body is gone. Just like the body Jeremiah was in is gone. So when you look, if you're trying to look for somebody that looks, like that, like, okay, Jeremiah is here on the earth today. So you're trying to look for a picture of Jeremiah back when he was alive and using that to try and find who he is today, you ain't going to find it, because that body is gone. Okay, but the spirit that was within the body, the spirit operating the body, is back here again. All right. So like it says, if a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait till my change comes. So let's see what Job meant by this. Let's look up the word change. What change is Job talking about? All right. Let this load. Okay, it says here, a change of garments, change of raiment, relief from death. Okay, relief from death. How do you get relieved from death? It says changing, varying course of life. Okay, because the same Job tells you that though worms, okay, destroy this body, yet with my eyes will I behold, all right, basically the Messiah, the Savior. Okay, so how is that going to happen? Okay, if Job's body was destroyed, how is he going to see the Messiah? Okay, because he's going to be here in a new body. Obviously, he's not going to remember that he's Job. Okay, but he is going to see the Messiah. The spirit of Job is going to see the Messiah. Okay, just in a different body. Okay, so all that happens is, look, man, you die, your body goes into the earth, your spirit goes back to the one who gave it, which is the Most High in the spirit world. And then over the process of time, 3 to 4 generations, that spirit comes back on the earth again. Okay? And then the cycle continues. Now in the kingdom, we're not going, as Israelites, okay, we're not going to have to go through that anymore, because we're going to be immortal. All right? We're going to be immortal, so we're not going to need to keep changing bodies, all right, to dwell here, because these mortal bodies, man, they deteriorate, they break down, all right, and they just, they're weak. So you can't dwell in these bodies forever. All right, at some point they become uninhabitable. But if you can find a body that lasts for, forever, then you won't need to leave the body and come back in a new one. All right. And it tells you in 2 Ezra 14 and 35, all right, that after death we shall live again. Okay, so what is that? What is that talking about? So yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, those are the precepts that I have on here. Okay, Lord willing, that got the point across. All right, reincarnation is biblical, man. Okay, it's really not a difficult concept. And yes, all right, Israelites believed in reincarnation. When you read in the book of Maccabees, all right, even the people during that time, all right, Israelites believed in reincarnation as well. Okay, that's something that we've known, all right, from generation to generation. That's not something that as vocab try to say is an Indian or a Hindu doctrine and it's a pagan belief and all that. So why was the Lord talking about reincarnation? Okay, what's that about? And lastly, concerning the transfiguration, it was just that, a transfiguration. It doesn't mean that literally Moses and Elijah were standing there next to him, but that's how the Lord has spiritual power, so he can make it look like that. Okay? But really, at the end of the day, man, unless you're spiritual, you're not going to understand it. That's why the scriptures say, let him that have an ear hear. Okay, anyway, with that, I hope this was edifying unto the elect, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Baqar Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.